Hey guys, it's Lizzie here. So today I thought I would do a full first impression of Kat Von D's Lock It foundation. I'm going to be using shade 42. Now when I first bought the foundation, the lightest shade was actually 44 and it was a bit too dark for me, but I just added a white foundation in with it to lighten it up. So now that there is 42, it's fantastic and it works so well. As you can see, I'm about halfway through and this is my third bottle of this. So I went to IMAX recently and I bought the primer and the setting mist as well, so I'll just show you those. So I've got it in this lovely Kat Von D bag. So these are the two products. Now for the setting mist, it looks like this. Actually the box is really nice, it's got stars on the inside as well. Now with this mist, I've heard that it's a continual spray, so when you press it down you can keep going as opposed to pumping it. What it says on the back is that it locks down for 24-hour wear, fade-proof makeup, lightweight micro mist, non-aerosol bottle. So that all sounds really lovely. So this is the primer, and actually all the foundations now look like this with the drip design as opposed to the older bottle which has the flowers at the top. Now the primer says on it, hydrating, water-based and lightweight. So the problem, the only problem I have with this foundation is that it does dry out my skin a little bit, especially here where my acne is the worst. It sort of settles into all the scars and fine lines, things like that. So I'm hoping that with the combination of their own primer and the setting spray that I'll get a better result. So what I'm going to do firstly though is apply some SPF to my skin. For that I'm going to use Skin Defense by The Body Shop. It's SPF 50. The main reason for this is because I'm going to be wearing this foundation, or this combination of products at a festival, I hope, if it goes well today. So I just want to trial it in that order. And because for a festival you're spending pretty much 95% of your time outside in the day, you want to know that your skin is protected. I've already moisturised my skin, for that I used one from Superdrug. Okay, now for the primer, I'm just going to do one pump on the back of my hand. Start in the centre of my face and just bring it outwards. So this feels a little bit thicker than like a watery consistency. It's more like a serum. It's not silicone-y. It does feel nice and hydrating. I'm going to take that up under the eyes as well. Yeah, I like the feel of that. It's like slightly tacky, which is a good thing. It will mean it will stick your foundation in place. Yeah, see, it's added a nice glow to my skin, like it's made it more hydrated and a bit more plump. Now for the foundation, I'm going to add one pump on the back of my hand. Looks like that. I'm going to take this, just dot it around my skin and then start to buff it out. So I'm just going to buff this in. And I can already tell, compared to when I normally apply the foundation, which is without this primer, that it's going on a lot smoother. It's really clinging to the foundation. See, it's covered the redness on my chin pretty well. Another layer will completely get rid of that. Because it's an oil-free formula, I can use it right up close around my eyes where I have lash extensions. Know that it won't affect them. So I'm going to take half a pump more and a smaller brush and just use this as a concealer under my eyes and also on my chin. And then around my nose. At the Kat Von D stand at IMAX London, it was incredible. The whole Artist Collective team were there, and Jessica Hayes was there, and she's one of my favourite makeup artists. I just find her makeup, it's absolutely stunning. Her use of colours and the way she blends, and how experimental she is, and I love her style. So when I saw her standing there at the end of the counter and then I got the opportunity to meet her, it was incredible. It was really lovely. She had beautiful green makeup on and then matching like green duochrome nails. They're very pretty. Right, we're almost done. Another thing I'm noticing from applying with that primer as opposed to any other primer I've used is that it has a nice glow to it. So you can see I don't look completely matte. and normally I would by this stage. Now I'm going to set this with Ben 9's Loose Powder in Cameo. Now I'm first going to set under the eyes, so I'm just going to pat in the foundation just to make sure there's no more like creases or anything like that, because if we set whilst there are creases, we'll set them in place. Now this powder is very fine, so it works well under the eyes. I'll just powder around my nose. Now normally around my nose it's already started to crease before I've even powdered, so I have to re-blend it back out. And today it hasn't. And the only thing that's changed is that primer. Okay, so the last step is the Lock It setting spray. Now it claims that it lasts 8 hours longer than any other setting spray, which is a bold statement to make, but we'll put that to the test today. So I'm just going to spritz this all over my skin. I mean, it's definitely not staying spritzed whilst I hold it down, like I was told, but it works well. It smells really nice and cucumbery. It's really fine, so you don't get those blops of like water. I really like the smell. It's very refreshing. And that sort of just soaked up any excess powder. So my thoughts at the moment are that it went on a lot smoother with the primer. It didn't start to crease around my nose. It stayed slightly dewy, which is really nice. And even now, after I've set it with powder, there is some luminosity to my skin. The setting spray was really good, nice fine mist, and it smelled really lovely. So what I will do is check in every few hours and let you know how it's going. At the moment it is 9 o'clock, so I'll check back around midday. So as you can see, I've done the rest of my makeup. It's been another few hours now, it's just gone midday, so the makeup's been on for just over 3 hours. And it literally hasn't changed at all. So I have added a highlighter, so that's what that shine is. Obviously it's not the foundation, it's slightly green. Nowhere is it breaking down. Now the problem I had with the Kat Von D foundation before I used the primer was that around my chin it would start to like settle and crack into all my acne. And right now it's not doing that. I wish we could have got away with using another layer over here. You can still see some of it, but that was like it from the start because I didn't apply enough. It's not cracked around my nose, it's not settling into any fine lines at all. I'm super impressed with it so far. It feels completely comfortable, it's not wearing off anywhere. So I'll check in again at sort of early evening time and let you know how I'm getting along. Hey guys, so I'm here for my final check-in. It's now about 8 o'clock, so the makeup has been on for 11 hours, just trying to work out in my head, and it's held up really well. So today was super hot, and on my walk to work I was sweating and like everything was kicking off, and it's all settled down really well. I did like scratch my chin a little bit, so that came off because I was, you know, scratching, but the coverage is still really good. It's not any like dewier, or my skin's not any more dry considering it is a matte formula. And I was come off a little bit around my nose, but oh hello, but that's quite common, and that's my cat. So yeah, overall I completely love this foundation. I think that primer has really changed it. It's made it apply so much better. It made my skin feel a lot smoother and softer and more hydrated, and the setting spray smelled lovely, and it's really made a huge difference. I was never like sort of too fussed about setting spray. I would often use like a spray on like hydrating spritz after my makeup just to get rid of any excess powder, but I never noticed much of a difference with or without setting spray. But today, considering I've gone through so much like heat and things, yeah, it's turned out quite well. I did change my lipstick. This is one by Kat Von D, it's called Asia, over the top of the blue lipstick I was wearing previously, so it's made it a slightly different shade. But yeah, that's it. So I would completely rate these 3 products, and I would say they're definitely worth buying. For me, they work really well for my skin. Obviously everyone has a slightly different experience with things, they have different skin types and textures and so on. So do a little bit more research, and then you know, you can quite often get samples of these things to try out, and you can see if they work for you, or if any friends have them for you to try out to see if you like the consistency and formula. But yeah. So thank you for watching. I will link some other first impressions below so you can check them out. And if you like my style of videos, then please subscribe. It means that my videos can then reach more people. So thank you. Take care. Goodbye.